So this video is going to be a little bit different. This is going to give you guys a behind the scenes of our building that's going up in Rangiora. So if you've been driving around out that way, you would have seen the big building on the corner there, corner of Ashley Street and High Street, starting to come together. And so in this video, I just want to take you guys through what the plans look like, because I know you've all been eagerly awaiting, and thank you for being so patient with us. It has been a bit of a journey to get to this point, just consents and approvals and agreements and all that sort of fun stuff. But now that it's starting to take shape, this is just going to give you guys a bit of a behind the scenes view of what we've got going on. So yeah, I will throw this up. So this video is going to be a little bit different. There's going to be no edits. I'll just jump in. We're going to kind of wing it and just see how it goes. So I'll put this up. Hopefully we can choose the right one. Cool. All right. So we have half of the bottom floor of the building. And so I'll start here. This is going to be our entranceway. And so there's going to be two entrances in. So this is Ashley Street running down this way, and the front half of the building, if you can imagine going around there, that's the main street of Rangiora High Street. So there's going to be an entrance in off Ashley Street, and then alongside the B&Z, there's a little alleyway that's going to run down there, and there will be another entranceway from this side. And just over the back there of that B&Z space, there is some car park. So everyone sort of refers to it as the New World car park, but actually half of that is also council car parks as well. And I think it's 120-minute parking or something like that. So that's, 30, 40 metres away from here. So parking is actually quite close, and there's a decent amount of it there too. So two entrances to come in here, and this is the reception. I probably should have put up some of the renders, but if not, if you jump on our Instagram, I think one of the top pinned posts on there shows what this reception area actually looks like as well, sort of in the 3D, coloured model. I'm a visual person, so I like to see the pictures as well. So the two entrances, off the entrance here, we have one of the private float rooms, and if you've ever done or seen the private floats, these are fantastic. So it's big tank normally. I guess these are a tank, but they're actually a bit more like a room, so you can stand up inside this one. So it's basically a room full of water, and then there is also 500-600 kilos of magnesium salts in there as well. And this is what helps you float on top of the water. So it's quite a relaxing experience. Magnesium obviously quite good for your body in terms of relaxation as well. And the other thing there is you can turn the lights off in that room too. So it's quite, the term a lot of people will refer to it as like sensory deprivation, but it sort of feels like you're taking away, and you kind of are to some degree, but the idea being that there is so much stimulus in our day-to-day lives that just removing that for a lot of people can be can do a lot for their mental and physical health. But for some people as well, that can be quite a scary thing as well, taking away some of that stimulus. If that has become your new baseline and you're just running around, permanently wired, then taking that away all of a sudden can be a little bit of a foreign feeling too. But certainly something that a lot of people are interested in, very keen to try, and so we're very excited to have one of those in our studio as well. So if we head down the hallway a wee bit, this is our big, long, beautiful hallway, and we have a private sauna and cold plunge room here. So this will be an infrared sauna, 3-person one. So you can book that for 2 people. So 3-person sauna gives you plenty of room in there. Got some toilets here, accessible change. And halfway down this big long hallway, it's got, you can imagine, it's like curtains on the window and stuff there. We have a drink station down the middle here as well with some cabinetry in that. And then the changing room, so we've got male and female, a couple of showers in each. So lockers here to put your stuff. And right down the end here is our awesome communal space. So this is going to have 2 cold plunges. One of them is going to be dual temperature. So we can maybe change that a little bit to, it might be the odd time we do a warm one, like almost like a spa. So you could do the cold plunge, hop into the spa, and then maybe you could do the sauna, or we'll run both of these at slightly different temperatures. So maybe one down around that 6 degrees for people who like it really, really cold. And then another one sort of between that 12, 15 degree temperature as well, which is perfectly adequate for doing a cold plunge too. So in here, there's our sauna. I think this is 15, 16 people sauna. And it's just going to be awesome. We've got this curved wall down here as well, which you might have noticed if you've been driving past and sort of seen that detail. So we might actually expand this just into there to make the most of that curve. We'll just see how we go with builders and stuff. We've got some showers here. If you've been into the studio or if you've seen photos or videos of the city studio in Christchurch, there is a lot of similar design features in this studio. So this one was actually designed first with the architects, and then the city studio used the same architects, and a lot, not exact one for one, but similar-ish like design features kind of got carried through just because it was the same designers. So it's really nice to see a lot of the stuff in the city studio kind of come to life, and some of those features are going to be in here as well. And so there's some wood paneling kind of along the front of the sauna there, and a big O sign sort of up behind the cold plungers there, perfect for Instagram and photos and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, planter box, all that sort of jazz here. So it's going to be a really cool space. So very excited. Hopefully we can have some events and run some workshops and things there too. And which takes me back to, if we head back up here to reception, that was pretty much the studio. That was going to be what we were having. And the more we've been visiting other studios, and the more we have just been thinking about it, we really wanted to try and add a few more things in here. And we just felt like we didn't have enough room. So we are taking up some extra space in the tenancy, which is great. And the idea there being that we can add a few more services in. And you'll see up here, we have this slightly larger room, and what we want to do with that is just have a bit more of a sort of functional workshop-y space to be able to do some things. So we're not going to be running classes explicitly for yoga or Pilates or anything like that. However, if facilitators locally and that want to be able to book this room and do some stuff and maybe do some smaller groups of yoga and stuff like that, then that's absolutely fine, and we can do that. We can run our own workshops and things there too and take people through the rest of the studio. So that's sort of this bigger space up here, which is going to be fully, laid out with cabinetry and all that sort of stuff too. Some curtains here as well, so we can sort of set the mood for that room. So that is good. I can't remember exactly how many people we can fit in there, but yeah, I'll update you guys on that. The other one is a dry float. So a dry float is a bit like the wet float or the magnesium float, but it's dry, obviously. So one of the things that, if you go into the magnesium float, fantastic in that, but the magnesium salts do leave a bit of a residue on you, and you've just got to make sure you wash your hair and, your whole body and everything like that. And so I guess a little bit of admin kind of involved in doing that service, even though there's a lot of benefits. The dry float is something that you can just pop straight in, jump on the bed, put the headphones on. You're laying on this almost like a water bed, I suppose. It's sort of like this membrane with water underneath it and some lights and stuff. Very relaxing. Put the headphones on. You can listen to the sound of, waves crashing in on the beach or whales, whale sounds, whatever gets you going, rain sounds. So yes, it's going to be very cool. We tried one out. Wellington's got one. I think Hawke's Bay's got one. And Cambridge is going to get one, or Hamilton's going to get one as well. So very excited to bring that too. And I think that is going to be the only one in Christchurch of this particular make and model. I know there's a couple of places around that have a dry float, but this one is top tier. You're not going to get any better than this. So that will be cool. I think it's going to be very popular. And especially as well, the other thing, like accessibility issues, maybe getting in and out of this magnesium float is not, the perfect setup for if you have got accessibility issues, kind of getting into that room. There's a little sort of step over thing, not amazing. This here, perfectly fine. So should be good. This other room, to be determined. We really want to do a red light therapy bed, and I think we will. It's just we haven't kind of confirmed that with the supplier yet. So TBC on that. But if you've been to the Christchurch City Studio, guys, I can't stress enough either. The Christchurch City Studio is amazing. It's beautiful. It's everything that no studio hopes to be. So there will be, a lot of the elements from the City Studio. This will sort of be like our mini North Canterbury hub for wellness. And our West Studio, they have a red light therapy bed in there, and we will probably do a similar setup to that. But other than that, and the other thing. So we've got our reception here, just off reception here. This is our recovery lounge. So we have these big armchairs in there. They're like a chair that basically gives you a hug. This is where we have all the Normatec boots, the compression guns, all that sort of stuff. You have a cup of tea, come out from the float, for example. Just want to decompress a wee bit, sit down, chill out. You can jump in here and just relax, or you can book that service as a whole separate thing as well. So you can just come in. Maybe you want to use the boots or do some of the breathwork stuff on the meditation or whatever you want to do there. So yeah, full range of services in here as well, tools and things for people to be able to use. So that's pretty much it. Have I covered everything? I think I've covered everything. Like I say, if you do want to get an idea of what the studio is going to look like, or some of the the feel of the studio, I would say head into the Christchurch City one if you get the opportunity to, and check it out, have a wee walk around. And if there's anything in here that you've got any questions about, feel free to email. If there's anything you love, I don't know, drop it in the comments. I don't really do this YouTube thing that much, so drop it in the comments or flick us a message, whatever. I will reply to you guys. And yeah, I hope that has given you a bit of a background look, a bit of a behind the scenes into what is to come. So fingers crossed, end of the year, that's when, sort of November, December, that's when the completion is looking to happen. But we will just keep you guys up to date because it's a bit of a crazy world at the moment with shipping and all that sort of jazz. So who knows if there's going to be any delays. But thank you guys very much. And thank you so much for sticking with us. Appreciate you all. And yeah, let us know what you think.